Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Lab Sessions.
What's up?
What's up? It's been a while since we've seen you. Actually, it hasn't been a while. It's only been a couple of weeks. What was the last Lab Session we done? The Auckland Blues, baby.
The review.
2024 champions.
Yeah, we're on the road for that.
I've been riding that buzz the whole time, giving it to anyone and everyone who asks. Just reminding them that the Blues are the champions. After all of this time, after all of these years, I'm riding that one so hard.
It's a rite of passage.
Is that a thing? Riding it so hard?
And some things.
It's a rite of passage. I mean, as the winner,
As a champion. As the champion.
As the champion.
It is your right.
Yeah.
Whether you carry that arrogantly or not, that is your right.
I remember I said it recently to someone, and they said, "Hey, don't forget we're back to back." Back to back, schmack to schmack. Doesn't matter now. All that matters is that
Who's that guy?
are the champions. I don't know.
Who cares?
Some guy, I think his name's Ben. And who shout out to all my loyal Blues supporters. I know it hasn't been easy 21 years, and we got a little bit of a taste of it previously with Super Rugby Aotearoa. But yeah, that's the real thing. That's the real thing, ladies and gentlemen. No one can take it away.
No, sure.
And that leads us right into the All Blacks. My goodness, I haven't been this excited about an All Blacks first test for a long time.
No.
And I think it's mainly because I've been riding that Blues wave, riding that high, and I've been looking forward to seeing my Blues brothers back in action.
Yeah.
It was so good. Did you have any preconceived notions of the game? Did you think it was going to be easy? Did you think it was going to be hard?
I thought it was going to be easy. I picked the 12 plus.
Wow.
Yeah. But I said to my brother that was purely because of my lack of knowledge of the England team. And just looked at our coach. But in saying that, going back to the anticipation of this game, this first game of the year, first game of the season, first game after our last loss, which we won't talk about. No, we can't. But obviously, and then new coach. Now, if you think about it,
Razor era.
if you think about it, we haven't had a new coach from the outside in how many years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 12 years?
I feel like it's longer because
Longer.
you got Ted.
Everyone's
Shag.
been succession, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're just falling next man
The
up.
assistant coach gets the top job.
So at least 12
New
years.
assistant, yeah.
No, because Ted had 2 World Cups.
Yeah.
So there's 8, right?
And Fozzie had
Shag had one,
And Fozzie, yeah.
and then Fozzie's
So
also.
almost 20 years. Well, 16, at least.
So that's crazy to think about.
Least. And they were saying that this is the first All Blacks team in so many years that didn't have anyone debuting. No first-time All Blacks playing this weekend. Everyone's played before. But no one picked up, and I spoke to one of my mates who said it recently, there is one debutant that played on the weekend, and it was Coach Razor Ray. Have you been watching his documentary on Sky?
I only caught the first one.
Yeah, me too. I still only watched the first one.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a few people who weren't convinced about Razor until they watched that documentary, and they're like, the more I watch and the more I learn about him, the more I'm beginning to like him. Very interesting. I've always been for the coach. It doesn't matter to me who the coach is. The All Blacks coach is my coach, and I will never go against him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you didn't say that blindly, like
No,
naive,
blind.
like
No, naive. 100%.
really.
Yes.
So you will. I know you'll cop any bad mistakes or bad decisions they make, but you're not that naive that you'll back their bad decision. For example, like
After the fact. After the fact is different.
Oh, okay.
If they made a bad decision, they were like, "Oh man, you shouldn't have done
No,
that."
I thought you were one of those
But before
crazy
that,
ones. Yeah.
before that,
Yeah.
I will go with whatever my coach says.
I hear you.
If I disagree, if I think it's a bad call, at the end of the day, he's in the top job for a reason. For him to make those calls, to be the final buck, the buck stops here, and then also to be the first one to eat shit when it turns to rubbish. But I made a post on Facebook saying that you can't judge the Razor era on one performance, especially an opening performance. But what you can judge is the fact that he was able to bring together a team of men that don't play together. And encourage them or influence them to produce a 1-point victory over an English team that have been together for months. This is the end of the English team's international season, and this is the beginning of ours.
Fair. That's fair. I read that.
And you didn't comment.
Because my mum said if you got nothing nice to say it to his face, not on Facebook.
What you got?
You're a bitch.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I agree. I had to sit with it a bit. But yeah. No, you're right.
I mean, you
I
can't
agree with
judge anything on this performance. But
Yeah, it's
I was with you at the start, 12 plus. I was super confident. Even at halftime, I was still picking the All Blacks to break out 35-10. I didn't want the English to score after that.
Mm-hmm.
And the All Blacks were going to score 3 tries to take it up to 31. But alas, it wasn't to be. Also, such a close margin feels like gives us more to work on, more to improve on. Imagine if we smash them. How much harder would the boys work for the next game? I'm not sure. Is that the culture that Razor Ray's bringing in? They interviewed him at halftime and they said, what are you looking for from the boys? He goes to work off the ball for them to care a little bit more. Did you catch that?
No.
Yes. For them to care off the ball a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, it's evident what type of culture he's trying to build there. It's not going to happen over a week.
No? I mean, it could. Didn't it?
It's a start. You got to start somewhere, right?
I think it did, and we're in a good place. Do you have any stand-up performers?
Yeah, the bench. Specifically, Tupou, who got the shutout at the end there. But his footwork, and the Hurricane took
Omur.
He came on, aggression.
Some heavy carries.
Yeah.
Strong carries.
Although if you look closely, like he wasn't making big gains, but he was taking on like 3 defenders, taking a while. But that in itself, like, that's big off the bench. That's what we want, right?
I got to take my hat off to Sevu Reece, though. He was working so hard, man. I felt like he was trying to prove something. He was getting involved in everything, even off the ball.
Yeah.
And there was an interview earlier in the week. They were talking about what's the relationship between him and Razor like. And he said something like, oh, yeah, no, he just reminded me, remember when I brought you down to the Crusaders?
Where's he from?
I have no idea.
Probably the north.
But he was working so hard, man, on those carries, off the ball. There was that one time when he chased the kick, tackled the guy, and went to rip the ball, but he was holding on right in front of the touchy, and he didn't even catch it. The touchy didn't even get it. Some of that the refereeing was. I mean, I hate to blame the ref.
I'm not blaming the ref.
You should play in a way that shuts out the ref. Know what I mean? The ref can miss 12 forward passes, but you've won by 50 points, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I mean, the ref, left a lot to be desired.
I didn't know that ref. I did a little Google during the game. Like, who is this guy? Some Georgian kid.
29 years old.
Retired playing footy at 20.
Injury?
Yeah, concussions, injuries. Yeah. Anyway, man, I think this is not a dig at him because we're not about that. But we're critiquing him the same way we critique the All Blacks. Like his performance. His performance was a shambles. And I'm not talking about that D-Mac kick that went over time. Not even that.
Because it did go over time, right?
Yeah, it did.
And D-Mac said himself, the ref warned him.
Yeah,
previous
the couple kicks. Yeah. And he copped that at the end of the game and he wore that. It is what it is. I can guarantee you he'll learn. He's obviously going to learn from that. And that, I'd bet that'll never happen to him ever again.
Ever again?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, it just needs to happen once, eh?
But I couldn't hear him warning him, eh?
No.
I know that's... Doesn't mean, you know what I mean?
I was too far gone by then anyway.
In what way? Gone where? How?
I was just too focused. I was right in the zone, you know. There was no outside noise for me. It was just me and the green of the grass. We just melded and molded into one, you know.
And by the end of it, were you like...
Yeah. I mean, it was something to behold. I mean... Yeah, my behavior at the Blues final was probably more befitting But I've got nothing else to say. But Sevu Reese, the Blues boys done well. There was one point in the game where there were 7 Blues players on the field. I was so proud. Over half the All Blacks were Blues playing on the field. It only lasted for about 3 minutes in the second half. But it was so cool. Perofeta done everything right. I don't think he made one mistake.
Why do you think he got hooked? Injury?
Why do I think he got hooked? I don't know.
Strategic?
Yeah, it's strategy, yeah.
Okay. Because Bodie was a part of the bench picked up. He obviously didn't make his expansive plays, but like his energy and his
But it was
style of
hard,
play
eh?
changed up.
It was hard to get that expensive All Black style going. They started they started chipping over the top every now and then, but you could feel that rush D by the English was a little bit suffocating.
Yeah.
Fortunately for us, we didn't cough it up that many times. I mean, there were still a few errors, in particular from one of the Blues players. He threw an intercept, he threw a forward pass, he lost it in the ruck. I mean, and I think that is purely down to that rush D, that line speed.
I was watching a couple highlights really quickly, by the way, because I was watching the last 2 losses of the All Blacks. And it's
Which were?
The World Cup.
Yeah.
And then Pool. Yeah, we lost.
Yeah. And what do you think?
But it's evident, and it's no secret that every game the All Blacks have lost, at least the last 2 or 3, it's attributed to that line speed, that rushing defense.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, heaps of coaches got their own different styles. What I thought was we're trying to combat that by going closer to the ruck and more direct. People will hate me for saying this, but more like Blues-esque. You know, throughout the Blues, we just contact all day.
Punch, yeah.
Yeah, and just break them down, wear them down, making those little gains, but they get past the vantage line, and then the D's just scampered. Yeah. I think it was successful a bit last night, but I don't know if it came down to accuracy and execution. I think if we were more accurate, that would have been more successful for us. But I'm interested to see game 2. We've got 80 minutes under our belt. We've got a dub. So we've now got data. Coaches, they got all this intel now of the opposition as well. So if I'm honest, I'm more excited about game 2. It's easy to say this now, but whether we lost or won last night, I'm more excited about game 2 because game 2 will show more about what our coaching
we're about,
and what Razor's about.
Yeah.
So I would say no. 12 plus next week.
Let's go. What about that kicking though? That was terrible from both teams.
Like even goal kicking. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
That English 10, he's going to be kicking himself. He left so many points out there.
Yo, and
Was it 3 penalties and 2 conversions or something?
based on that alone, they should have won. Right?
They should have won. Yeah.
He missed heaps.
Yeah.
Heaps of a couple sitters too.
He hooked the one from right in front, right at the start. And that was for the ascendancy, right? Well, as soon as you get on the scoreboard, the other team is chasing. It's not hard to come back from, but I mean, yeah, it's easier to run than it is to chase.
And that mental battle on the scoreboard, what that does.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had a hand in it.
But 16-15 was the final score. Another game that went down to the wire and
ended in 16-15?
13-12.
13-12.
Yeah. That was terrible. Up the wires, but my goodness. I was so invested towards the end there. I had my phone playing the Warriors, my TV playing the All Blacks. And we were so close.
Yet so far.
Still, much like the All Blacks, Webby said he was very proud of the boys' performance. It shows that the resilience is there. But there's still a lot to work on. There's always a lot to work on, but he's still very confident. Or was he just saying what he's supposed to say?
Who knows? I mean, based on his history, like he's very transparent. He's very honest. That's what, I guess, why they like him. He's saying the right things, though. Yeah, we just didn't ice those moments. Like, that's cliche, but I think Tavita Harris had like 2 shots in front. Yeah, he had some pressure on him, but if you're the guy to kick it, like, he wore the 6 or 7 on his back, you're supposed to...
That was unlucky, unfortunate.
what was more unfortunate, just like the All Black games, there were a couple calls there. Like we could have had a penalty in front. I already know what this sounds like.
Yeah.
But sheesh, man, let the boys play.
Yeah.
And by that I mean like stay out of the game or make the right call and let the boys play. And saying that, yeah, we had our moments. We could have won it, but we didn't. Even their kicker, Matt Burton, he's a renowned. His foot, bro, is gold. He hit the post right in front.
Oh, wow. Yes, I saw that.
So it's like similar to the All Black game. Like both our kickers for both teams, they're just like shanking it. On to the next.
Pull your mic closer.
How about now?
What else you been up to?
Just still living my blues dream.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've been writing it ever since kickoff last night. I was like, as soon as I watched the haka, just like, all right, let's shift. If anyone come at me, I'll pull it out. But we're gracious now. But until you want some,
all right.
How about you?
Yeah, no. I played. My mum hosted a dinner recently for her women's ministry, and they asked me to play some music on the guitar and sing a little bit while they're having dinner. And I know it was all good, you know. I've done that thing before, and you know I'm not the best at it. But if you got no one to do it, you know I'm happy to do it. So I jumped in and I done that, and just me, my guitar, a small mixer, and some speakers. And then at the end, my mum comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, can you play us some music to dance to?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "I don't know." And fortunately for me, I had my Bluetooth adapter thing, so I hooked my phone up to my desk and I played some music. Just played a fast song and everyone came up to dance. And the song was running out and the people were still dancing. So then I just queued another song on my Spotify, hooked up the crossfader, and it just played another song.
Damn.
Bro, that's what I was getting at.
It's pulling out your...
When I tell you, the buzz that came, it just took me right back to the DJ days. And my brother had come up to me and he was standing. He goes, he came to see, "How are you playing the music?" And I go, "Bro, I'm just playing off my phone." I didn't know that they wanted music like this.
You just thought they wanted some dinner music, background, slow jam, just...
And so I was just, and I was like, look at this. The song start to finish, and the people sort of start going off, but I've queued up another song. And I go, "Watch this." They go off, they hear the song, and then they come back on the dance floor, and then they keep dancing. And I told him, "Bro, the the buzz is getting me."
What was the crowd like? What kind of music?
Old school 70s, 80s disco, my forte. Yeah, bro. Yo. And I was jamming it in, and my gengi come up to me. She goes, "You're doing really well." And I go, "I know." I feel like I need to buy me some DJ gears again. And she's like, "No, you don't. No, you don't." And I go, "But I mean, just a little something for times like this."
Stop it.
I know. But when I tell you the buzz, man,
it's a good feeling.
I was winning the crowd. And people, I must have played for about half an hour, 45 minutes, just dancing music. And there wasn't even any mixing.
Yeah,
so it was just crossfading in and out by itself at the wrong times. But people are coming up to me saying thanks. And I had a couple of men come up to have a look at what gear I was using. And all they see is a mixer and a phone. And then it just goes to show, you know, it's not about the gear or the scratching and the beat mixing and the chopping and screwing. If you're playing the right music, that's all it takes to win the crowd, to run a successful dance event.
Did you just shit on all the DJs in history?
Yes. Yes.
But you're right. I hear what you're saying.
I mean, you know, listen to me. I can Ricky and do all of this stuff.
Do what?
Ricky. Yo. I can do all of this stuff. Like, I'm so cool. Naga, yeah, but can you rock a party just playing phone music?
I think it depends what crowd.
No, it depends on the DJ. If you know how to read that crowd and you know what songs that'll get them going, that'll get the blood pumping.
Read a crowd and then control them, manipulate them.
Yeah.
If you have them in the palm of your hand,
Yes, and that's what I did. And back in my DJ days, that was one of my favorite things to do. Me and my DJ partner, DJ Tui, him and I would have turns, mixing maybe 4 or 5 songs in a row. We'd just give ourselves a number, 4 for 4. So you'd play 4 songs, and then I play 4 songs. And our challenge was not to have one person leave the dance floor. As soon as you see someone beginning to leave the dance floor, then you know you're kind of going the wrong way, or the song needs to change, or the style needs to change. And then we'd do speed mixing, just play a verse and a chorus, and then play the next song. So that's the other thing, is that I was playing 4 or 5 minute songs, and the people were still dancing. When I was DJing, people would get bored of a song. But yeah, the people that I was playing for that night, they didn't get bored at all. It was very good. But yeah, that was something that happened recently that's kind of now started to influence my marketplace and my trade me searches.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And then I was lying on the couch the next day just scrolling on my phone, and my daughter came to see what I was doing. She goes, "Hey, you're not allowed to do that." And I said, "What's that?" She goes, "I can see you looking up DJ gear." Mom said, "You're not allowed DJ gear." Oh,
Snitch.
goodness. Yeah, but that was fun. I bought a new guitar recently.
Didn't you buy one?
Yeah, there was that one. So I needed a new guitar. My old guitar's playing up, and it's going to cost more to fix it than it is to replace it. So I got a new guitar specifically for my mum's gig, and I found this $1,100-$1,200 guitar on Trade Me that was being sold for $300, and I thought that's a score.
Yeah.
I was actually going for $400, and then I messaged them on the side, "Would you take 3?" He goes, "Yo." So then I bought it and I picked it up and started playing it at home, and it was nice. And then I left it for a couple of days, and then when I went to start practicing on the guitar, I saw that there were a few things that was wrong with it. Some of the frets were unbalanced. The cross frame on the inside of the guitar was loose, so it was losing tune, and the intonation was out, and the bridge was unbalanced. And so I took it to my guitar. Yeah?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. I took it to my guitar guy to have a look at. And it cost $450 to fix. I thought I'd had a steal. I told my
Is your
missus.
guitar guy legit? Like,
Yeah.
you know him?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a doozy price.
Nah.
It was just, it is what it is.
Yeah, he does a couple of guys in my band's guitars.
Oh, so he's legit.
Yeah.
$450.
Yeah. Plus the $300 to buy the guitar. I told my kingy from the start, "I'm going to buy this guitar. It's a steal." She goes, "Are you sure?" And I go, "Look, this is how much it is brand new. It's still basically new." And
Applying for your
Alright.
your purchase.
yeah.
So did you fix it?
Yeah, it's fixed. And I used it at my mum's gig, and it was great.
So it cost you like about $750 to
Yeah.
that guitar cost you $7. How much is it normally though? Is it $750 under how much? Is that still a good price?
Yeah. I said at the start it's $1,100,
Oh,
$1,200, $1,199, based on what website you go to.
Still though, you got robbed of your mean sale.
Yeah.
price.
Yes. I mean, if I knew I was going to spend $750 on a guitar, I would have looked for a $1,000 guitar and tried to hustle it down to $750.
True.
What I done was bought a $300 guitar and then got hustled up to $750.
Damn.
I mean,
that's
first world
expensive.
problems and all of that, but
Right.
right. It's a beautiful guitar though. You should see it.
And some turntables soon.
Yeah, I was actually going to look at some after this.
What about? Have you ever considered like laptop program
Yeah.
software?
Yeah, that's the way that's what it'll be if I ever get it.
Oh,
No one's mixing CDs anymore.
oh, really?
Yeah.
But you know how records is still around because
Vinyls,
it's
yeah.
a purist thing. Does CDs have its place in DJ?
I don't think so.
Because it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
The vinyl was for that
Yeah.
type of sound and
Yeah.
scratching, and digital's digital. So CDs are just obsolete.
Yeah. It's kind of, it doesn't offer anything that you can't duplicate a vinyl sound, but you can duplicate a CD sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all digital, right?
Yeah. So at the moment, yeah, I'm just looking at one turntable and maybe a program for my laptop. But you know, we'll see. We'll see.
You got a new laptop?
No,
Oh. Sorry.
I'd like one.
Sorry,
You offering?
Sorry, Mona. Bad influence. Stop it, man. Have you seen gas prices? God damn. Stop it.
And car repair prices. Didn't you have a little? Anky noise on your car this week?
Yeah, man. I think she's on its way out. I got this lovely old school 2000. It's a classic Corolla.
I don't think that
Hatchback.
Corolla's a classic.
Define classic.
It's the box Corollas, a little bit older than that. 90s, 80s.
Yeah, but is there a time frame what classic is?
Yes.
What is it? When?
No, a classic for that Corolla. When you call something classic, it's a particular model of a period that done something better than that model in a different period. You have
No,
classic All
not
Blacks.
necessarily better.
All All Blacks teams are classic, right? Until you start talking about the classic All Blacks.
No. Not all fashion or clothing is classic, but it becomes classic based on the mass, what they agree. And for me, my car is a classic to me. It comes from a period of the 2000s.
You just said the mass agree. Who's your mass?
Me. The people. The people decide.
Who are the people that decided this with you?
I mean, there's no criteria that another
okay.
person.
Okay.
I just said me.
Okay.
Anyways, old ass car, bro. I don't think I'm gonna repair it. I think we're just gonna have to buy another car.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Wow, we just said that like we just lost the All Black game. It's probably worse.
I had a mishap in one of our cars this week. My Ginges.
You had another crash?
No. The rear view mirror on the middle
Yeah.
fell off.
Pause. Get back. How did it fall off? I feel like you just missed the whole part of the story.
Well, she messaged me when she arrived at work a video of it just hanging there. And she's got a rear view camera, a reverse camera that's stuck onto the rear view mirror. So there's a wire on it. So when it fell, it was just dangling like that. And then when she pulled it around, the part that sticks onto the windscreen had a chunk of glass stuck to it. So the glue didn't come off.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it just cracked. And then I rang around to a few places, and they said you have to replace the whole windscreen.
Yeah.
It was like a 50-cent piece, the size of, like, surely you could backfill it with some epoxy, clamp the thing up there somehow.
No.
I looked it up on YouTube, and I reckon I could do it.
Yes, you could. But it wouldn't be safe or compliant. You probably won't even pass a warrant for that.
Yeah, well. And it wasn't my car, it was my Genghis car. So I had to look after it properly. Fortunately for us, we've got insurance. And part of our insurance is windscreen cover.
Nice.
So they organised someone to come out the next day, swapped it, no money, no muss, no fuss.
What, is it excess for that?
No excess for windscreen cover, yeah.
That's cool.
So very fortunate. I told her, the money we saved on your windscreen, I can buy me some DJ gears.
I don't think it works like that. Lesson for you. Insurance. At least.
Yeah.
At least third party, right?
No, not at least.
Oh.
Full. I mean, insurance, you crash into someone, then you don't have to pay anything. But you still have to pay for your own car.
Yeah, but you'd rather be out of pocket and deal with your
But
own.
for a couple of bucks more, you cover your car too.
Is it a couple bucks more?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, insurance is a scam. It's a fleece until you need it.
Yeah.
Until you need it. And this is my second claim now. The first one, I broke my old car off. And now the second one, I get a free windscreen. So.
Now that you see that, my car that just broke, I've claimed like 2 times on that.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Cool. So insurance, kids, get it.
Get it, man.
It's quite an adult thing to do. The first time I took my car to the mechanic for a service, I was like, wow.
Well at yourself or the
Well at
process?
myself. Like growing up, you never take your car
adulting.
unless it's broken, right?
Yeah.
And then we were planning to go, I think to Rotorua or something. We were taking my car. And so he was like, you should get your car serviced. I'm like, yeah, should I? Booked the place, rung it up, and then I took it in. And as I was walking away from the car, I was like, look at you, Bing. See myself hovering above my body, just going, "Look at us,
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
hey, look at us, you adult, you."
To be young. Well, not young, but yeah, adulting.
Adulting, yeah,
It's a lot.
it's a lot. Have you had to do any adulting this week?
Every damn day. Yeah, my car and my kids.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the kids don't count. It's just, it is what it is.
Also getting cold now, eh?
Yeah.
Wow. Me and my dad's still going swimming early in the morning, and it's getting harder and harder, I tell you.
Which part? Like getting up or after the swim
No,
in warm water?
as soon as you walk out the door, it's hard.
It's crazy,
That-
right?
yeah.
I haven't felt that cold in, like, I don't think I was that cold last winter. Like, you know what I mean? I'm feeling it.
Yeah, me too. Feeling it in bed. And because I get up at the crack of dawn, I'm walking around the house turning on all the heaters. I come outside, my breath is freezing in the air to turn on the car, blast the heater, come back inside, get the lunches ready, do the coffees. And then by the time we hop in the car, it's nice and warm. Also, our pools here in Manurewa have been under maintenance for the last 2 weeks. So we've been having to go out to Otara every day for the last 2 weeks. So it both sucks to drive that far just to do our swimming in the morning, but it's also nice to have that 20 minutes sitting in the heater of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then by the time you get there, you don't want to get out. And oh, gosh.
I see windows coming up.
Yeah. Oh, no, we've already had them.
Hey.
I wind down my window and I can hear the crack of the ice from the top. Yeah. That's crazy.
I done some, well, I guess adulting, but that old guy talked to my kids. Like, he ran outside with me real quick. He's like, the ground's cold. And I was just like, you know, we used to walk to school, no shoes. Or we
Yeah.
have shoes, but we take it off to play in the grass.
Yeah.
And the grass has got, like, ice on it. And you can see where people have ran because, you know, you scrape the, and we're playing touch in the ice and playing touch. And we just run around with no shoes. You crying to me with cold concrete?
Still remember, shout out Mr. Dowden from Papatoetoe High School.
That's the briefcase guy?
This is the Stubbies guy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, satchel.
Yeah.
Yo, and he's always running.
Yeah, always running. And I remember we used to have PE like first block on a Friday morning, and during these times, and the ice on the grass would cut your feet like it was so cold.
Numb toes.
And he'd make us run every morning. He'd go, you know, do the lap around the field, around the big field too, which was crazy. And I was, you know, come on, mister, it's cold. Do you want me to catch hypothermia? Do you want me to die of frostbite on my toes? And he's like, you know, I'm sure he probably wants to get out there, you fat ass, and run. And so he made us run. But he always said, by the time you get back here, your feet will be fine. It's just those first few meters you got to get through. You keep running, by the time you get back here, you're fine. And sure enough, every time he was fine. He was right. But by the time we got back, the endorphins were then running through my body, and I was making fun of all the guys and the girls, and we were, you know, so you kind of forgot that you were complaining at the start.
I wonder if they wear shoes now these days.
Right?
Like, yeah, it's weird to me to think about it now, but even at high school, like, you changed into your PE gear, but everyone's got no shoes on.
Would you let your kids run around on the icy cold grass on a Friday morning?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I
Okay. Dad, can you tell my teacher don't make me run? My toes are so cold.
Run.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like me, watch them and they play.
No. No, if a teacher was making your kids run
If all the other kids were doing it,
in the freezing cold.
do it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some things that help build character and
Yes.
resilience.
Yes.
There was this, it wasn't a serious issue at all, but someone was making, or these girls were making fun of my son at school, and then he swore at them. My missus picked him up, and she tried to get out. Like, she was more giggling, like, what swear word did he choose? Which one has he learnt from us? But he wouldn't do it. He was shy. He had a bit of a cry. That was all good.
Or he wouldn't tell you guys what it was.
No.
But we knew he had sworn.
Yeah, he swore because the girls, they told the teacher, and the teacher talked to him. And then when she picked him up from school, the kids ran out to Kylie and were like, Spencer swore he said the bad word. And then he got shy, and then had a little cry again. And then I thought I could go through guys' route.
Yeah.
And then we're hanging out at night, bedtime. I was like, yo, man, you're not in trouble. Just tell me what you said. And he wouldn't. He didn't, which is cool. Anyway, further to that, the discussion with my partner was, we need to go to the school. She's not usually like this, and this is our first kid going to school, so we don't know the buzz. But she was like, do we need to go to the school and, like, ask the teachers to make sure they're not bullying, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, this is my thoughts. I was like, nah, man, like, I'm not for bullying.
Yeah.
But what I am for is having those interactions, like, get some beef. Yeah. I'm not saying go out there and throw hands, but, like, if they're mocking him, or if he cops it, then he deserves it, which for me, it'll register with a kid like, damn, maybe I shouldn't tease them because
if I do this,
this
will happen. Yeah. That's a very fine line to tread.
I know.
And it's hard to talk about it out loud,
especially because you have no control of that at school.
And I don't want my kid to get bullied.
Hell no.
But I mean, if my kid got bullied and he learned a lesson, he learned a valuable life lesson from it. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but I didn't say I want him to get bullied, but I want him
to have those interactions that gives them the opportunity to learn how to react, how to interact, and how to.
Because on both ends, like, if he cops it, I want him to communicate and then find out how to deal with it. And then on the other end, like, if we're just there every time he runs into like a what's the word? Like a situation, and he breaks
conflict,
like, he'll just become sensitive. And heaps of people will agree, like, yeah, these kids are sensitive these days. Maybe they are, maybe I'm not an expert.
And then you risk getting into that position where your kid is the only one that isn't picked on.
Yeah, because like, he's a snitch.
Yeah, that's the soft one. So, okay, let's make fun of this group of people. Oh, but don't make fun of that kid.
Alone.
He's the...
And
then he'll be left out of being picked on. Like, oh my gosh. How do you even navigate that? So do I go to school and say, hey, make sure my son doesn't get bullied to the point where he swears, and then the girls come out and tell on him, and then he's crying to us at home because he can't deal with it? Please don't let that happen. But then also, can it happen to a certain degree where we can get some information to learn from?
Yeah.
And,
a big part of that and the success of whatever you're trying to do is the school and the teachers and their communication with the parents. Yeah. Obviously. I ended up just asking him, bro, are you going to tell me what you said? He was like, no. And I said, do you want to talk about it? He was like, no. And I was like, do you know it was wrong? He was like, yep. And I was like, do you want me to come to your school tomorrow, talk to the teacher or the girls or whoever was doing this? He was like, no. And then it was sweet. He's been sweet ever since. It was nothing.
What do you think he said?
Fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Because I went with... The story was they were bugging him, teasing him, and then he wanted them to go away. And initially I thought he must have said fuck off. But I was like, has he got that one in his repertoire yet? I don't know. Definitely a fuck.
Yeah.
But then kids say some out the gate swear words when they start off, They're just fucker. Or you fucker.
Yeah, that's the other thing I talked about with my kids. I mean, they used to... what's the word? Substitute the swear word for another word. So instead of saying fuck, they'd say fudge. I can't remember what they were using, but say they used the word fudge, and they'd say stuff like fudge you. And then I'd be like, you can't substitute the word because the word you've substituted for still means the bad word. The intent is still there. So I remember one of my cousins, when he was a kid, when he'd get mad, he couldn't speak English properly at the time because he was very young. But when he'd get mad, he'd say "taka," "taka," and we had to encourage him to stop using that, even though it didn't mean anything. The intention was all the bad words under the sun.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult one. For like, but I didn't swear. But I said another word that means the swear word. In my heart, I'm swearing, but in my mouth, I'm not.
Yeah, so you telling your kids to substitute it just so they're okay in public?
Yeah, but they've still got that intent of wanting to hurt someone with words. And
swearing, man. That's another thing. I know my kids are gonna swear. Everyone, you know what I mean? That's what they learn.
I don't swear.
Are you sure?
Man, I was
Potty mouth.
that's putting it lightly,
Yes.
at school. My goodness. Fortunately for me, we only spoke Samoan at home. So when I got to school, I got to practice all my English swear words. Not good.
You were probably using them at home if people didn't understand English.
Yeah, I think so. Under my breath, maybe. But yeah. Get insurance. Don't be a bully.
But build your kids up.
Yeah, build your kids up.
Build your kids up solid.
And
I'm
even
not saying
if
tough, like close off,
Yeah.
harden up, not that. I'm just saying just banter. That's important. That's Kiwi culture. Come on, man.
yeah, we like to do this thing where we tease our kids. And so our kids know whatever they're calling me at school, it ain't half as bad as what they're calling me at home.
What about the mirror talk after hiding?
My kids swore black and blue that wasn't their mate. But now that they've grown up a little bit and we have a talk about it, they're like, yeah.
I didn't think they would have copped it as much as you though.
What do we?
Hiding.
Oh, yeah. I tried you. Fucking pack your bags. Get ready to run away. That's it. I'm going to run away. I'm never coming back.
Bro, I wanna beat you up. I wanna smack you on the bum with my belt from work.
Oh my gosh. Trauma.
I wanna beat my brother up because he found the biggest belt. Jakes.
Oh, that's the other one too, yeah. Hello. Mas você me facilita.
Yo, I got you. I had this one.
Here's what I prepared earlier. Did you ever cry when your siblings got a hiding?
Yeah.
Yeah. After all of that, right? I can't wait for you to get a hiding. And then as soon as they get a hiding, you're like, stop hurting my brother. Oh, otherwise, up the blues.
Up the blues.
Up the ABs.
Up the ABs.
I didn't even know what those signs were, sorry.
Up the wires.
Up the was.